As someone who's transformed his life from hopelessly addicted to fentanyl, meth, and a wicked lifestyle, selling drugs on the streets, up to no good 24/7, and just miserable on the inside. There's something strange that happens when you start to get your life together, when you start to evolve, when you start to pour into yourself instead of clinging to things that make you comfortable. There's something really strange that happens that most people do not expect. When I started to get my life together and make massive changes, I found myself alone. The people I used to hang out with, the people I considered my best friends, weren't there anymore. They couldn't be. I no longer resonated with them. And it led me to question. It led me to really think. Because being alone can suck. Feeling lonely can hurt. Feeling like you don't really have anyone around you, that can be painful. So I sat and I questioned it and I realized that this had been a pattern. That throughout my life, I had tried so hard to make sure that there were people around me. I had tried my hardest through codependent relationships, through sacrificing myself for the happiness or comfortability of others, through sacrificing my values and my morals to fit in. I realized how big of a pattern this was, and that if I didn't want it to be a pattern, I'd have to trust that the people that were meant to be on my journey were going to be there. And I realized something. Maybe I'm not supposed to fit in. That's why I don't fit in. Maybe you're not supposed to fit in. Maybe you're supposed to stand out. Maybe everything is happening for a reason. Just maybe. Maybe you're already on the path that you want to be on. Maybe there's not too much you have to figure out. You just have to keep moving. Because when you get stagnant, or when you turn around, or when you veer off the path in search of comfort or familiarity, that's when things get hung up. That's when you make the wrong decisions. That's when you sacrifice yourself for comfort, for instant gratification, for things that no longer serve you, for people that no longer serve you. I have nothing against the people that are no longer in my life or that I may not see too often. I love them and I wish them the best, and I hope that we meet somewhere down the path. But I am no longer willing to sacrifice myself, my values, my morals for instant gratification, for comfort, for anything like that. I'm trying to move away from what's familiar because what's familiar led me to hell. I spent so much of my life in depression and anxiety and frustration and anger and feeling hopeless and feeling worthless, trying and trying and trying to no avail. Trying and trying and trying. But what was I trying to do? Was I trying to be me? Was I trying to listen to myself? Was I trying to stand out or was I trying to fit in? Because every time I tried to fit in, I found myself stuck somewhere I didn't want to be. I fit in, but I jammed myself so far into places I did not fit in that it was hard to get out. Addiction is a motherfucker. Addiction is a bitch, but it's not who you are. Addiction is a process. You don't start out as an addicted person. You don't. You don't pick up a crack pipe and just know that that's your fucking calling. You pick up a crack pipe because you think things are wrong and you need something outside of you to fix it. You pick up a drug, a substance, a fucking hooker, a gambling addiction because you feel like you need something outside yourself. Because you feel like you don't fit in. And it may not be socially, economically, it may be spiritually. Maybe your soul is not meant to fit there. Maybe you're not supposed to fit in. Maybe you're supposed to be a fucking leader, or at least lead yourself to your own pack, to your own tribe. We forget how magical life is. We think because we have cities and phones and fucking YouTube and Instagram that this is what life is supposed to look like. Life is pure magic. Pure fucking magic. And maybe you need to listen to the magic that resides within you. You are part of the magic. You belong here. This is a message to my younger self and to anybody it will resonate with. Maybe you don't fit in because you're supposed to stand out. Maybe it's not that they don't fuck with you. Maybe it's that they can't fuck with you. Just think about it. Give yourself some fucking slack. Give yourself some grace. Recognize and remember who the fuck you are. You're not them. You're not that place. You're not that thing. You're not that situation. You're not addiction. You're not depression. You're not anxiety. You're you. Now it's time to figure out who the fuck you are. Keep this one short and fucking sweet. Stand out. Dream on purpose. I love you.